Just a quick recap, quick thoughts on something. It's been on my mind a little while now, before I go out to the shop. It's really windy, tops off weather in Newcastle though. But yeah. Anyway, I'm like obviously started off with Paul Sykes. I didn't actually write that book, but yeah, started off with the journey. Couple of them on Middlesbrough, come across Lee Duffy, and I was laid in bed last night thinking, I've I don't do much sleeping, quite hyperactive, so that's how you like see me on all social media. But I was laid in bed last night thinking I've got all this year's work covered, and the year after. But do you know what? If I'm honest, and maybe never again, I don't think I will ever do anything that, like I did with the Lee Duffy journey, that will just absolutely excite people to the point of just like, I've said it lots of times over the last couple of years. One particular shop in well, I won't name. They had 30 stolen in 1 month when the Hall of the Moon come out, and I just don't think for all the footballers are right and boxers and celebrities and all the really interesting figures that sometimes I speak to, I don't think I could ever be involved with any projects that could ever get as that would just really captivate people like the whole Lee Duffy story. Yeah, I'm done with it now. I mean, I did, what did I do? Three books, three South Bank books, two documentaries I was involved with. And, there's probably not a day goes by. Definitely happens a couple of times a week when people will message me from all over Great Britain or even the world and say, I fell down the Lee Duffy rabbit hole. Can you tell me, and they just want to talk about Lee. It's absolutely crazy. More so than, Roy Shaw, Lee Duffy, Dominic Negus, boxing books. I'm going to be involved with a lot of things in the next couple of years. And it's just, no matter who I'm involved with or, kind of people, Celtic legends, if you like, nobody really, like, honestly, it's like the Lee Duffy books or whatever have really just took over people's lives. And obviously that's nothing to do with me. It's down to that, to his life. Such a unique, such a one-off story, isn't it really? This young kid who went to prison 1982, come out 1984, 18, 19-year-old, and just had that mentality when he was like a late teenager to say, do you know what? I'm having this town, focus and forget about the other bits. And obviously he had that kind of thoughts to say, do you know what? Everyone in Middlesbrough's going to answer to me, and I'm going to own this town. And then obviously, when you seen him come out, when he was got out of prison in May 1990, he was national, if you like. He went on to Newcastle and Durham and Sheffield and Leeds and that. And who's to say if he'd never died at 26, if he'd have got at 27, 28, 29, what would the story have went on to become? Obviously he'd have ended up doing a lot of years in prison, probably more attempts on his life. But yeah, as I said, I'm done with. I'm actually, completely done with everything from Middlesbrough, really. Maybe even everything from the northeast. But I'm in the process of writing my last true crime books at the minute. Michael Showers, behave. Jamie Jr. playing football. Michael Showers, members only. Liverpool crime lords. I mean, I've done, even like the Roy Shaw book and a few of the other ones, and it doesn't captivate people's minds as like the Duffy book done. Yeah, it's crazy. You go on Waterstones and you can see books on the Craze and Jimmy Boyle and the Essex Boys and Lenny McLean, Roy Shaw. all these kind of criminal names, but nobody really kind of. And the thing with the Lee Duffy story is, it was because he was so young. He died at the top and done so much, kind of conquered so much in such little time. I don't think anyone will come and, I think I said it on the documentary, kind of cause the mayhem, chaos and destruction as the Duff did, and died really, heavyweight boxing these days, to say heavyweights, well obviously Lee was a heavyweight, wasn't he, but the kind of say what they don't reach the prime years until the 30, 31. So you've got that young kid here, because he was a young kid, 26. I mean, I'm coming up for 42 now, so I'm probably actually old enough to be his dad. And it's, yeah, that's what I found when I first started. When I remember, I think everyone who's ever read The Hall of the Moon, I put in when I was working at Gilbert School for about 5 months. And I remember standing at his grave about June or July 2006, and I was about 2 weeks off being 26, 2 months, 2 weeks I think it was. So I was thinking of all the stupid things I was doing at the time. I still do daft things now, but all the stupid things I was doing when I was 26, and I was looking down, and it was just a kid. Obviously fate played him a hand where he never got to grow up and experience all the things that you and I have went on to do. And I always think that's a really important role. I think it's a really vital pointer when you're thinking of the whole Lee Duffy story, is he was just so young. Most of us have been allowed to grow up and get past that stage and mature and settle down and get married, and he wasn't, But and I think that's why the whole Lee Duffy story stands alone to everything in British crime. Certainly everything I'm aware of. There was a guy from Essex years ago, Jason Vella. He was particularly nasty and had the huge reputation that Lee Duffy had, but he got to live to a life and calm down and settle down. And obviously that's, Duffy died years before his prime, and went out on the top. When you listen to the lyrics of The Hall of the Moon, which was obviously his favourite song, I spoke to Mike Scott on Twitter about 4 years ago, and he told me what that song was written about, and that really epitomises Lee Duffy's life, because it's about a young prince who has a meteoric rise and kind of dies out before he reaches his prime. And obviously, and when you listen to the lyrics, you got too far too soon. You saw the Hall of the Moon. I saw the crescent, which is the outline. You saw the bigger picture. So, you can learn a lot from that song. Lee Harrison would told someone, said Lee would say that was my song for all the reasons, and yeah, it's it can be quite romanticized when you look at it in that aspect. But yeah, as I said, it's just leave your comments below. But I just don't think, I mean, even on these videos, I can do videos about Cockney rhyming slang, Celtic, Jack the Ripper, boxing, oh God, Hartlepool, and anything you do with Middlesbrough, South Bank, or Lee Duffy, or even like Paul Venice, it's like just absolutely goes crazy. And I think that really is a borderline for what actually people are interested in. Paul Sykes is the same. Obviously, people are aware now that the film's going to happen this year. The documentary's going to happen by Western Edge Pictures. And people are obsessed with Paul Sykes, but it's not like Lee Duffy. You love a look at some of the views on my videos, these channels. I mean, the Duffy one's got 250,000 views on. People are just like, they just can't get enough of the story. And yeah, it's gripping, and it's tragic, and it's sad, and it's harrowing. There's a lot to be desired, and there's certainly a lot to be learned from. Behave! Just nearly put the window in. Little bastard. Absolute double of me as well, but it looks nothing like his mum. My DNA has absolutely ravaged him. What was I going on about? Yeah, the Duffy story is just, I am 1,000,000% done now. Rarely even talk about him on this channel. But listen, I won't be surprised to see people come along. Well, I know there's people, and I've had film directors, writers, authors, all, and I've said to the point now, no, I'm done. But I definitely don't think it'll be the end. It'll be the end of it from us, from Warcry Publishing. But I don't think. I think I told you a couple of weeks back, there was a guy got in touch, and he was like, "Oh, so and so, I want to learn about the story." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then the wife said to me, "Jamie, do you know who that is?" And I was like, "No." And I googled who it was, and there's a guy, millionaire, millions of followers, very famous. And I was like, "Gee," and I ended up sending him a couple of books, and he was just like, couldn't believe the story. And that's a guy famous in his own right. Do you know what I mean? So you've got people out there. And of course, I've spoken to a lot of people over the years, and it's like when I've done them Duffy documentaries, I almost lost my identity, because no matter what I'm involved with, I give Martin O'Neill all the Lee Duffy books. He's obsessed with true crime, but no matter what I ever get involved with now, always something that goes back to Jamie, make the Lee Duffy film, or do another book or something like, and it's just people. I've never known nothing like it in any other subject I've ever been involved with. So yeah, but leave your comments anyway. I just wondered what your thoughts were, because I rarely do anything now, because I've got that many things going on now. I'm 25,000 words into a Jack the Ripper book. Middles of Police Officers done. It's just not out yet. Hartlepool Born and Bred's done. It's not out yet. So I'm going to be doing Nick Manners' book. Junior Witter's book, The Avoided, World Champion. What else have I done? Michael Showers, Members Only. That's all recorded now. It's in the middle of getting typed up. I know someone said recently, "Oh, you can't write that many books, and there's a lot of shit and they're not well researched." Well, listen, I work 7 days a week. And that's the reason why I'm such a high prolific writer. Because it's every day. I don't have a day off. It's my addiction, if you like. Do you know what I mean? Years ago, I had bad addictions and all this. Where now I'm more kind of being more positive. But yeah, I don't think there'll anything be anything that would come to really grab people's attention as the whole South Bank, Lee Duffy, Whole of the Moon kind of story. Yeah, one of my publisher this morning said, "Jamie, do a video." And I said, no, I'm done. And as I do this video, watch the comments in this, and people will just want to know. Do you know what I mean? And but anyway, let us know your thoughts, guys. And it is the end from me, but somehow I don't think it will be the end from. I see the other people come along. One guy who messaged me about 7 months ago said, "Look, I'm a writer and a film director, and I want to make this. I've done stuff for Winston and all this." Anyway, and the wife again said, "Did you see who that was?" And I googled him, and he got in touch saying, "I want to make the Lee Duffy film and all this." And yeah, that will happen, and I think definitely in the next 3 to 5 years you'll see someone come along, a Guy Ritchie or something, and that story is just. It is a film waiting to happen, because it's so interesting, and could you imagine how big that would be? I can certainly see that happening in the next couple of years, but I can certainly see your Guy Ritchie or someone like that just getting involved. But it is a very, very sad, tragic story, and I feel for everyone who's linked. It was sad. There was no way to live, to be not even hit your prime. And pushing up daisies in Eston Cemetery. I think it's such a powerful, thought-provoking story to the youth of today, who think it's cool and glamorous to be like Lee Duffy, or to be like Paul Venice or something. Obviously, Paul sorted his act out before he got too many attempts on his life. But that took Paul Venice to be sectioned in a mental hospital, and his house to be shot up and getting 5 years in prison. So there is no glamour. So, you know, and this is why I think Paul's going to be good doing what he's doing. And fair play, Paul is doing really well at the minute. I was talking to Sean Atwood the other week, and he said, I mean, Paul's channel's nearly on 10,000, I think, now. And it's probably only been doing it for about 10 weeks. So it's unbelievable. It really is. If there's anyone who knows out there the numbers in YouTube and how quick it grows, that is astronomical for such a short space of time. So good luck, Paul Venice. But yeah, I'm hearing he's going to be playing the part in some kind of film. But I do you know what? I think, as I said, I wouldn't be surprised, certainly in my lifetime, that someone will come along and said, you know what, I want to make this film, because it is such a total unique one-off story and I don't think that'll ever happen again, certainly in this lifetime. But yeah, let us know your thoughts and your comments, and I'll have a chat with you. Thanks for your time, guys. Don't forget to click and subscribe. God bless.